Yo, what up, Simonani? I hope you're right. I thought I'd take this moment to reflect on the game between Brazil and Croatia, the first quarterfinal, as well as the second quarterfinal between the Netherlands and Argentina. This World Cup has carried a lot of surprises, right? It's been great. It's delivered on the pitch, and it's probably one of the best World Cups that I've seen so far, especially on the pitch, with the surprises that it has carried so far, right? Now, Brazil versus Croatia, everyone expected Brazil to win. At the time that game was played, they were the number one team in the world. So, number one country in the world, and so everyone rightfully expected them to win. But sports, being what it is, carries a lot of surprises. You can never confirm sports. That's why we love sports, man. It's so unpredictable. The underdog is always with a chance. But there's a lot of leadership lessons that I picked up just from these quarterfinals that we watched. Firstly, Brazil played really well. I mean, Neymar, when he plays for Brazil, he always delivers. He's a completely different player for me when he plays for Brazil than when he plays for PSG or any of the teams that he's played for. Like, he wears his heart on his sleeve when he puts on that Brazilian jersey. So, for me, he's one of the best players and he delivers in most times. But I think that in yesterday's game, Neymar should have taken the first penalty. He should have seized the moment. And that's a lesson in leadership for me, that sometimes you need to seize the moment and not worry about what the future can bring. I think that he wanted to take the fifth penalty, and hopefully Brazil by then would be in a winning position. They'd be in a winning position and he'd score the fifth penalty and Brazil would go through to the semifinals, which did not happen, probably because it was not meant to be. But as the leader, and I think that his mistake inspired the other teams, because you see in the other game, Van Dijk and Messi, the captains of their respective countries, step up and, they take the first penalties. But the lesson for me is, man, sometimes as a leader, you need to seize the moment. You need to seize the moment and don't worry about things that you cannot control. Fifth penalty, what if it never comes? And it truly did not come. As a leader in your life, in your home, in your family, sometimes you just need to seize the moment and do the best that you can with what is at your disposal. I think that if Neymar steps up, takes the first penalty and scores as the leader of the team and the more experienced player, I think if he steps up and scores, maybe a different result could have happened. But this is sports, you can never predict these things. But that's what I love about Messi. I'm not a huge Messi fan. I'm a Cristiano Ronaldo fan. But man, I have earned a lot of respect for Messi during this World Cup for what he's done. He's willing to die for his country out there. He's willing to die for Argentina on the pitch. Much respect for him. They get a penalty, he steps up, he takes the penalty under a lot of pressure, and he scores during the game. Same thing during the penalty shootout, he steps out, takes the penalty, he scores under pressure. I think that leaders need to step up when it's necessary. I think that Neymar should have stepped up and taken that first penalty and forget about basking in the glory. You can't worry about what you can control, man. But that's just been one of the major lessons that I learned from this game. You need to seize the moment. As a leader, you need to step up, which is why I respect Virgil van Dijk. Even though he may have missed the penalty, but man, much respect to him, because as the leader, he stepped up. And sometimes that's the only thing you can do. Sometimes the only thing you can do as a leader is step up. Whether you fail or succeed becomes irrelevant. Now, having watched that game, I'm sure that the Netherlands, the country, was proud of what their players did. They fought to the bitter end, and unfortunately, it was not meant to be. But Virgil van Dijk, as the leader, I salute him. I salute him because he stepped up under pressure and failed. But the important thing for me is he stepped up under pressure. So that's just, one of the leadership lessons that I picked up from watching these quarterfinals. And we're looking forward to more games. We're looking forward to more drama. I'm hoping, right, even though I'm a huge Cristiano Ronaldo fan, but they're playing against Morocco. And I'm an African first. So I hope that Morocco shocks the world, they win, and they qualify to the semi-final. If that happens, even though they beat Cristiano Ronaldo's country, doesn't matter to me. I'm an African first, then a Cristiano Ronaldo fan. Hopefully, they can shock the world. And here's my closing remark. I hope that a non-European nation wins the World Cup. I hope that a non-European nation wins the World Cup. I don't understand why the Europeans get to have 10 plus representatives at the World Cup, while there are other teams that are much better and ranked much higher than those European counterparts. You can't tell me that Wales is better than Chile or Colombia. I think that needs to change. And so I think that the Europeans have given themselves opportunities to win the World Cup because they have too much representation. I think that, there needs to be a level playing field and teams need to qualify on merit. Why is it that Europe has more than 10 spots at the World Cup? Like, what makes them special? Like, I've not had a clear, explanation on that particular part. So I'm hoping that a non-European nation wins the World Cup. And that could be, I'm hoping that it's Morocco or Argentina. Right? Morocco, Argentina, they better go and win the World Cup. I hope that a non-European nation ultimately ends up winning the World Cup. Those are my closing remarks. Best of luck to all the teams. Best of luck to Argentina and to Morocco. Those are the teams that I'm going with. Cheers, guys.